Two screens.
Two screens. We're already
Hello.
live.
We're live.
I think so. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I believe we're live.
Okay. Then start the show.
I'm trying. Let me change. I gotta go to full screen. Damn it.
Dabba dabba dab.
What I'm doing. Can you hear that?
Hear what?
So you can't hear it?
I can't hear it.
Boo.
Boo.
Well, I was trying to play the music, but it doesn't look like it's gonna work. So,
Nope. No music for the live stream until we figure it out.
welcome to Nowhere News. I'm Christina.
And I'm Scott. And on weather, and I'm Scott. And on weather today, we have Carol Burnett. It's the bitch's birthday.
Is
Happy
it
birthday,
really?
Carol. It is. I believe she's 80 something.
Wow.
Love
Okay
her.
then.
Comedy idol.
Understood. They're just gonna see me change us to full screen now. Hey, and you call
Hey,
yes. The
can you
funny thing,
hear me?
no,
Okay, good.
no.
Good. I
When you
think that's
lift
how
that
I
up, we
mute.
can't hear you at all. You go
That's how I
mute.
mute.
Yeah, yeah. No, eventually, I'm gonna get set up. We're gonna get set up with a recording spot, not sitting in bed. Um, where I will have this laptop docked in to multiple screens so that I can see the recording logistics on the screen,
Right.
not the screen that I'm sharing for the record, for the
And
live
then you
stream.
can have a screen for to watch to make sure we're on, right?
So I can watch the chat too.
Yeah. I
Because
should do that.
right now I
I
can't
should.
watch the chat.
How do I do that? How do I do multi? I don't know how.
Do you have well, I'm sharing my screen. So as long as you don't share anything but what you're currently sharing to me, no one will see. So if you have another
Here's what I would like to share. No, not nudes. News, not nudes.
did that in front of the dude cat.
Oh, hey, dude. How are you?
Dude cat is not amused.
No, he's not.
No.
I thought Gus was in the room. He's not.
Also, I just flashed my crotch on YouTube.
I
Thanks.
loved it.
Yay.
Give us a PG-13 rating this week.
In my gray sweatpants with my greetings from nowhere sweatshirt.
I don't
Cause
even have a greetings from nowhere sweatshirt.
not a lot of people do. I think I'm one of the few.
I
They
have a Seder Sphere mug. I think that's a rarity.
I have I have some Seder Sphere stuff. I have a Seder Sphere pin. It's stuck in the wall at my desk. I have
Oh, at
next
your at
I have
work
Seder
even.
Sphere, I have Game Night Guys, and I have Nextblime. Like old school.
Old school podcast.
Old school podcasts. Yeah.
I
Anybody who
love
give
my
me
shirt.
buttons. I love your skirt. Your
I
shirt
love my
too.
shirt. Oh, you want to see my skirt? Okay, you got it.
My mother is yelling at the dog.
I heard. Where is Oreo?
He was in the backyard.
Uh-oh.
I think he got in trouble for barking at the neighbors.
Well, he's a dog.
Oh, the neighbors' kids are playing basketball and he decided to bark. Did you get in trouble with grandma? You did. I'm live on the internet and you're getting in trouble with grandma for barking at the neighbors.
Excuse me. Pan the camera to
Well,
Oreo.
then you're
Oh,
gonna see
then
how
he leaves.
you're gonna
And
see
he
how
leaves.
dirty my room. You're gonna see the fact that I dumped my shoes and my slippers along the side of the bed.
I do the same thing right
People
by my
always
desk
say
here.
these things about
There he
me.
is. Hey, buddy. Oh, you don't want to be on TV? Okay.
No, he would have jumped up on the bed to sit with me, but with dude right between my legs, Oreo won't jump up on the bed. He's scared of the cats.
Oh,
He is
not a dude.
he is appropriately terrified of all the cats. He will
Mm.
not invade their space because cats are mean. Cats are mean. The cats are bigger and scarier than him. Oh my god, honey. Happy Sunday. We have
Happy posts yet another fake assassination
I
attempt, eh?
was just gonna say we have so much fake fucking news to talk about. So much.
And yet,
So
not sad. Not sad. Other than the fact that, why can't you follow through?
did
I
okay, wait,
know,
I'm
not
gonna
very
open with this.
Christian.
Wait, I'm gonna open with this
Do it.
because this has been stuck in my head since I saw the video,
Sure.
and I saw another kind of better known podcaster on social media post a video saying the same thing. So I was like, as soon as he was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, "Okay, so I didn't imagine it. I actually saw what I saw." Have you seen the video of the shooter running like through?
I saw it earlier today, yes.
Tell me that shooter didn't straight up do a Naruto run right through Secret Service. Yes! Arms back, head forward. He Naruto ran through the Secret Service.
I can't unsee that
Thank
now.
you. I
Oh
saw it
my
and I was like,
God, you were right.
is he? And then Pearlmania said the same thing, and I was just like, I didn't imagine it. I didn't make it up. I did. He Naruto ran through the Secret Service. Now we know how to avoid Secret Service. You Naruto run right past them. They can't see you.
Listeners, watchers, I'm sorry, I've got a little bit of a cough. So,
I'm sorry. But that's my whole thing is, and literally when it happened, I
and
was
she said before the goddamn dinner, shots are gonna be fired.
Trump was saying like 3 days ago, I'm going to give a speech and it's going to be amazing and there's big things planned. It's going to be a show. And I'm just like, mm, mm-hmm. It's quite the show. Literally, as soon as it happened, my whole house was like, oh no, his ratings are down and he wants to justify things.
Like
So staged.
37% he's at, the lowest any president's ever been.
So the last one was 32%. And
32.
yeah, and someone actually said this, and I know you're going to love this. His approval rating is lower than his federal indictment count. Because he has
Oh,
34 counts.
Say that again, please.
His approval rating is lower than his federal indictment count.
Shade. Oh my God,
Tell
shade.
me, ready? That line, I was stole that from a lesbian comedian who is amazing and does a lot of work for the Human Rights Campaign. And I was just like, girl, clock it. You
Mm-hmm.
know? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we were all like, it's fakey fake. It's so fake, right? Staged. Because here's the thing. If you notice, even when people were ducking and weaving, one, they ran Mike Johnson and JD Vance out before Trump.
And in the opposite direction.
Correct. Two, no one seemed concerned. Kash Patel, the person who's supposed to be the head of the motherfucking FBI, why was he just sitting in his chair at the table looking around while everyone's like, did they call the all clear? Like, motherfucker, you're the head of the
Well,
goddamn agency.
he's also like, when can I have a drink? I know everyone's watching. When can
But
I
I'm
have a
looking at him
drink?
going, you are law enforcement. Do you not understand that? Your job, you are the head of the law enforcement agency.
He's soon to be fired.
Yes, he is. Although I will say my favorite picture that's come out of the whole event was Stephen Miller using his pregnant wife as a shield while he got a handful of her titty. He's holding her by the tits as he holds her in front of him and uses her as a shield. It's awful, but it's also like you're such a weenie. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like copping a feel while using your pregnant wife as a shield. What's wrong with you, you weirdo?
Oh, there's so many things wrong with him.
But I want to say this. Nicole, and I hope she doesn't mind that I'm sharing this. She had the best take by far. Because I sent a thing to Nick and TJ going, hey, what do we think? Actual real thing or staged? And Nick was like, staged, totally and completely. She goes, and her whole thing was she wouldn't be surprised if it was actually staged by his staff to get him out of giving a live speech at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, because she's like, it's getting harder and harder and harder for them to hide the fact that he's fading and he's just lost and it's the dementia's there. And she
And
goes,
I believe
so
it also was just a big setup for his ballroom/bunker speech.
well, that's kind of the two birds, one stone, right? Because she goes, staged probably because his staff is too terrified to speak for him to speak unscripted. The dementia is too far along. And then after she checked the video, she's like, yeah, she goes, like, it's one of those things where it had multiple benefits. It got him out of live speaking in front of the press, and it garnered sympathy and raised security concerns. Nobody I know is all that upset.
No, other
Nobody
than
I know.
how many goddamn stage attempts is he going to do?
So fakey fake. And then the shooter has been taken into custody. He's not dead.
Nope.
But then I'm not sure that he was a shooter. Everyone says the only people they saw shooting guns were the law enforcement or the Secret
Yep.
Service people.
Yep.
And it's like, then did anybody get hit? Because those guys are trained to hit.
A Secret Service officer I read did get shot in the vest, in the chest, but
he
his
okay?
vest protected him.
Okay, good. That's good. So
Now
yeah,
I don't know the validity of it, but that's what I read earlier.
I'm not trusting 99% of what comes out of.
But also, I didn't see him shoot anybody, so it might be friendly fire.
That's entirely possible. That's entirely possible. So, I'm waiting to see what comes out of this, but it's
I was listening to Love It or Leave It
yes.
while I was earlier today, and they recorded live on Friday, and they're dropping all these jokes that are going to come true, and they don't know it. They don't know that all these jokes are going to come true.
Oh, because at the time the dinner hadn't happened yet.
Yeah, because the
Oh,
dinner happened on
shit.
Saturday, and they recorded on Friday, the eve of the dinner.
Oh shit. It's insane. It's insane. Nobody cares. We don't That's the thing. We don't care. We're just waiting for this to be over, either by his death or him being elected or impeached out.
Something. We just
If
God,
if the House and Senate go the way of the left in the fall, I would not be surprised if impeachment leads to our first ever president actually being charged and removed from office. I would not be surprised.
if we control, yeah.
If we gain enough control that we have, the ability and numbers to do it, I wouldn't be surprised. And then they'll let JD Vance finish out the last 2 years, and then they'll have the 2028 elections. But I if we don't gain control, then as soon as he dies, this all sort of falls into chaos and ridiculousness. But it's like I was sitting in my car outside of the Olive Garden waiting to pick up our curbside dinner because I didn't want to cook.
I love Olive Garden.
I didn't want to cook last night, and it was my night to do dinner, so I just ordered a family lasagna meal with the breadsticks and the salad, because it was just the four of us. And so I was just waiting. I'm waiting at the curbside pickup, and I'm hearing a potential active shooter at the White House Correspondents' Dinner on the little news, because I had the news playing on my radio while I was waiting. And I'm just going, "What? What?" And then I see on social media Joey Buhucker's like, "Again?" And I'm like, "Again what?" And I'm like, "Oh, I guess." So I call my house and I'm like, "Hey, apparently someone took a shot at the president again." And my dad was like, "Really? Did they get him this time?" And I was like, "No. No." So
and it'll continue to not get him as long as they're staged.
right? Yeah. So it's just one of those things where I'm surprised that there wasn't a different target. You know what I mean?
I saw something briefly before I got on that supposedly he said he was actually going for other targets, not Trump. I think I read Trump officials is the wording I heard.
Apparently I heard there was some sort of protest outside where people were
Well, of
chanting
course.
"Arrest Pete Hegseth." So,
At least send them in a detox.
yeah, him and Cash can go to AA together or something. They can be sober buddies or something.
You've heard of Cash's new nickname?
Uh, uh,
J. Edgar Boozer?
yeah, J. Edgar Boozer, and then they're calling Trump's cabinet the liquor cabinet because it's got Kash Patel, Pete Hegseth, and Janine Box of Wine Pirro. Because that's how she's had that nickname for years. Janine Pirro used to be on Fox News in the afternoons, drunk as a fucking skunk. They have called her Janine Box of Wine Pirro for years. And she's his, those are the three big people in his cabinet. So now they're calling it the liquor cabinet.
And of
Especially
course,
since
anybody else
because
would need to drink to be on that cabinet.
one of the reasons his Secretary of Housing and Urban Development or whatever, she just got let go, was because she was ordering her interns to bring her wine during the workday. She would just like send out a thing going cab sauv, and they would just have to bring a bottle of wine to her. Yeah, bunch of drunks, man. Bunch
How
of
far
drunks.
we've fucking fallen. It's insane.
If you're gonna be a drunk, at least be like a functioning alcoholic that can hold your liquor. Like I'm not a drinker, and you're not gonna convince me that we haven't had drunks in the White House before. We know we have.
Yeah.
But like, can we? I mean, come on now. Have some sense of adult responsibility.
These pictures of him asleep at that press conference this week.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, he's someone has noticed he disappears for a minimum of 48 to 72 hours every 11 days. And when he comes back, the bruise on his hand is back and the makeup on his hand is back. So he's disappearing for infusions of some kind or treatments of some kind. Also, yesterday when I was listening to the news, one of the people who was live on the scene outside the building was on MS Now, and he goes, "Oh, there's an ambulance going by." He goes, "Let's see if they're going to the thing." And then the ambulance just sort of left with a bunch of cars, and he was like, "Oh, that must be the one that's with the president's motorcade. There's now an ambulance permanently embedded with the president's motorcade anytime he goes anywhere." And I'm thinking, why would an ambulance need to be a permanent add to the president's motorcade?
Wouldn't that be a sign that we need to get him out of office?
Well, my thought process is, what are you being treated for that you have to have an ambulance? I understand if he was doing a big public rally event to put an ambulance with it because of what happened in Butler, like better safe. It's part of now the security protocol whenever. But he was in DC doing a White House event. The security in that area is already ridiculously, and they're within 10 minutes of a major hospital.
Obviously, it's not.
No. Another reason why I think it was staged. How do you get a gun through the metal detectors? How do you get past the security getting into the hotel?
A shotgun, several knives, I read, and something else. There were 3 things.
Oh, see, I didn't even know it was that much. I thought it was like one gun, and I was thinking maybe he 3D printed
he had a shotgun
ghost
and a
gun
couple knives.
Jesus.
Crazy.
No. Insanity. No. Staged. Staged.
Like the 8,000 before him.
Yep. So there was that. So tell me about your week.
Oh, tell me about my week. Tell you about my week. What have I done since last we met?
I specifically saw a post about how butch you've become.
Oh, I purchased my first baseball jersey.
Let me guess, Pirates?
Yep. Jake Mangum, who's my favorite. He's so hot. He's my current favorite player.
Okay.
So as soon as I get it, he'll be traded. Yeah, I got my first baseball jersey. And it's amazing that every night this week, when I get home, Sean and I are either watching the Pirates or the Penguins.
Yep.
Go fucking Penguins! This last night,
they're doing well.
Well, they lost their first 3 games.
Okay.
and so now it's do or die. They have to win 4 or
And they won
they're
last night.
done. And so they won last night, and so now forcing a game 5, which will be tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I was ready to throw in the towel, my rally towel, by the way, because I'm butch. And but they forced it, so tomorrow night we'll be watching Game 5. But then, and it's so funny because we'll be watching the Penguins, and on their intermissions, we switch over to the Pirates, and we watch how the Pirates are doing, and then
Yep.
we switch back to the Penguins. Looking forward to probably in the next couple of weeks we'll be getting tickets to actually go to a home game.
I love it.
It's just yeah, I'm actually I think I'm more of a baseball fan now than I was in California. But again, 2 hour drive to go see the Giants play,
Right.
as opposed to a 20-minute, less 20-minute or less
Correct.
to go. It's harder to find the parking and get to the stadium at that point than
Yes.
driving to the parking. So I think that's what's made me more excited. That it's just much more tangible here.
I love how you're a train right away to so many things.
Sean and I were talking about that
You're a
today,
train right away from New York City. You're a
and
train right away from Washington, D.C. And in November, the first weekend of November, Crooked Con is going to be back, and they're going to do a live taping of Love It or Leave It. And when I heard that, I immediately thought of you.
I would love to do that.
I
It'd
know,
be so much fun.
right?
And of course, there are so many NHL stadiums within 4 hours of us
Yes.
uh, that we could next season go on the road with them and go to a few away games as well.
It's not
Because
just sports games though. It's not just hockey and foot. It's theater. It's live speaking in rallies and podcast events, and you are literally we're here. It's a couple hours drive for anything.
I need
We don't have the
I
ability to
need
just
the
hop on a
time.
train and
That's what
go.
I need now. I need the time now to do it.
Yes.
Because there are at least 5 shows on Broadway right now that I want to see. Cats, The Jellicle Ball, Oh Mary, the Lost Boys.
Hmm.
I guess 3. There's more, but those are the 3 that are coming right up.
Right.
Um, but I'm kicking myself. Shucked was only in town for 1 week, and I didn't
Oh.
go. I thought I had more time. I'm like, damn it, I wanted to see Shucked. So now I need to, and I had at least 2 opportunities to to
Have you?
go, and I just procrastinated.
What's with the cough? Have you taken on smoking or have you got the consumption? What's going on?
I've got consumption.
Okay, how
No,
long
when
do you have before you have to submit yourself to a sanitarium?
oh my God, there's
Right.
blood.
Thank you.
No, I need a handkerchief. I can't do it. I have to have a handkerchief.
Yes.
No, whenever I
I'm just going to talk over this.
listeners, I am so sorry. Whenever I get sick, like I was last week, I get a lingering cough for about 2 to 3 weeks,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it just normally I'm not doing live shows, so you don't see it or hear it, but it, it's going on right now. Oh, Gus Cat, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to kick you. I'm sorry. That's what you get for sleeping at my feet and not on the bed, you silly cat. Come here. Yeah.
You're going to love this.
Let's
Look at
say hi.
how
Let's say hi to Christina.
look how cozy he is.
Oh, he is so cozy.
Gustafer, handsome boy.
She called you a handsome boy,
Oh
and it's
my
true. You are.
yes.
Let's put you up
Look
here.
at dude
You,
is just like, mom, no paparazzi, mom. I'm
right.
just I'm just
There you go.
I'm napping. See my toe beans? My toe beans.
Turn around.
Toe
No,
beans.
nobody wants to see your butt, Gus.
It's Gustafer Butt.
Turn around. What do you
Gustafer
mean
Butt.
no? What do you mean no?
Gustafer Butt. He's
There.
so pretty.
Look at that.
We know who rules our houses.
Did you read my post about last night?
I did not. Tell me about it, please. I'm sorry. Last night I felt really, really sick. I had minor surgery yesterday. I'm going to show this on the stream. Don't worry, I have a t shirt on under this. I had minor surgery. where they cut into me with a scalpel and had to numb me and everything. And then yesterday I was just feeling really, really worn out, and I fell asleep at like I didn't even eat dinner. I went and picked up dinner. I came home, I brought it to the family, and then I was like, I'm gonna go upstairs and lay down, and I immediately crashed out and went to bed. So I'm sorry, I missed whatever you posted. What'd you post?
Sad news.
Uh-oh.
I was driving home last night after our session 0 of this new Shadowrun game I'm joining.
The kitty.
Yes.
I did see that.
And on the way home, this car was speeding in front of me, and I noted that. And then as I'm turning onto my street and I can see him in the distance, I saw this twitching body in the road. And I pulled over, and this poor cat obviously had been hit by this car, blood everywhere. And I look around, and there's like so many houses. I'm like, I don't know whose house this is.
Did he
Well,
have a collar or anything? No.
I didn't
Didn't
think
know.
to look. I just saw him in pain, and when I picked him up, he just went limp. I knew it was done. So I went over to a patch of soft grass, and I just laid him down and I petted him.
I'm so sorry, Bubba's.
And I was a little nervous because he was a gray cat, and it was dark. I'm like, oh God, please,
Please
not
don't
Gus.
let it be Gus. Yeah.
But I could tell it wasn't, and I just petted him for a couple minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like a block away from home, and so now my hands are covered in blood, and I just got home and I immediately went and washed my hands, and then I hunted Gus down and I gave him some love, but I just felt so bad for the family.
I'm so sorry.
Whose cat wasn't going to come home?
I don't know, honey. But here's the thing, you were with him or her in their final moments. You offered comfort when it was needed, and you got their remains out of the street so there was no further damage done.
Yeah, that was my main concern, to get him out of the street.
Yeah.
But oh shit, I'm so sorry.
No, you're okay.
Should have had some Kleenex here. I didn't mean to cry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No crying.
I just felt so bad for the family. But yeah,
Is it possible that it might have been just a local neighborhood street cat? Not that that makes it any better.
I have not found. I have. This is the first cat I've encountered other than Gus.
So it might be someone's cat who was just outside for.
Yeah, just like Gus. Gus goes out for a couple hours all the time,
Yes.
but now he's got strict rules to stay out of the street.
Yeah.
Stay out of the street. But
Yes.
I hope for that kitty. I hope he knew he was loved for a little bit.
Yesterday when we left at 1:30 in the afternoon, Bob and I loaded the dog into the truck because we were taking him with us to Morgan Hill so we could take him for a nice long hike walk through the Coyote Creek trail way out there. We like to take
Ooh,
him out, you know,
is
so
he
he
on
can.
leash?
He's on leash. We learned the hard way. We can't do off leash for a while. He's not good with the recall yet if another dog is in the area. But he's
I
very
just mean coyotes.
well, funny you should mention that because we get in the car and we start up down our street and there's a dog all by itself just trekking down our street and Bob goes, "I wonder whose dog that is." And I went, "That's a coyote." And he went,
Shit.
"No, it's not." And I went, "Yeah, it is."
No, I can
And
totally see it in your neighborhood.
we sat there and it came down and it crossed the street and it went down the side street and he goes and it literally was right in front of us and Bob goes, "Oh shit, that is a coyote." And I was like, "Yeah." And he literally pulls onto the side street and pulls right up next to it. And the coyote's on the sidewalk and he's just looking at us. He stops and he's just looking at us like, and Bob's sitting there and I'm like, "What are you doing? Don't antagonize it." "Well, who do we call?" And I'm going, "Nobody. It's a coyote. They live in the hills around here. There's no one to call. They have as much right to be here as we do. I'm a little concerned about why he's trotting through a residential neighborhood because usually they avoid it. So there's a reason something's going on down here. He's looking for a lost pack member. He's scouting for food. He's doing something.
Christina, did you see any roadrunners around?
No, there were no
Okay,
roadrunners.
okay,
However,
check.
with the warmer weather, the possums, the skunks, and the raccoons are coming out more. And so we think the coyotes are starting. And then we have that whole pack of street cats, right? That we feed. So
Ooh, yeah.
Bob was like, what about the cats? What about I'm like, babe, the street cats know what they're doing. The feral pet, they've literally lived on our street for years. They deal with the coyotes. They know we lose some to the coyote. There's nothing we can do. There's nowhere we can close up the outdoor cats. And then he said the thing that actually put fear in me. He goes, are any of our cats outside? I went, yes, Dude and Anar are both outside in the backyard. And he goes, okay. And we flipped right back around and he went to get him in. And we called my dad and was like, if Jasper's outside, get Jasper in because there's a coyote.
Wait, who's Jasper? I don't
Jas-
recognize that name.
Jasper, Jazzy, Jasper is my parents' cat. Remember how I said we have 4 cats who live indoors? There's our 3 and then my parents' cat, Jasper.
Oh, is this? Yeah, I could be stupid, but this is the first time I've ever heard Jasper's name.
Oh, I usually refer to her as Jazzy. My parents named her Jasper when she was a kitten before they knew she was a girl. They thought she was a boy. And so
Jasper's a great name.
her name is Jasper. And when they found out she was a girl, she was already answering to Jasper. So that stayed her name, and they just refer to her as Princess Jazzy now. It does not mean Jasmine. Everybody assumes it means Jasmine. It does not. Jazzy stands for Jasper.
I love
But
that.
we have Jasper
But everyone
who's
came inside.
yes, everyone came inside, and then Bob basically asked me not to let them outside at all today. So I said, yeah. I said, okay. All 6 of the feral pack were on our porch this morning for feeding. Unfortunately, sometime in the middle of the night last night, a skunk skunked our front door. Our front porch is skunked. And so we have a feeling it probably the skunks come in the middle of the night when the cats are done. They come with the raccoons to eat the dry cat food, which we're
Right.
fine with because the skunks leave our house alone. But this is the first time the front of our house has been skunked. And we have a feeling maybe some coyotes showed up, possibly, or the raccoons or one of the feral cats. Although all the feral cats showed up this morning and none of them looked worse for wear, so I don't think any of them got skunked. So yeah, I gotta hose down my front porch with white vinegar.
I have not seen our local possum or raccoons yet. I've seen our little baby bunnies.
Mm-hmm.
They're hopping all over the place. One or two of them. I don't know how many there are.
Got it.
And our turkeys are all over the goddamn place.
Nice.
These feral turkeys are insane.
I bet.
They will
You
just
guys,
gobble at you.
I've I've seen the videos of like the mailmen and the FedEx people getting yeah. What else have you done this week? Anything fun or good? Or you said a new
Like
game?
like I said, I investigated a new gaming group that is running Shadowrun. I played
What is
Shadowrun
Shadowrun?
back in the 80s, maybe 90s, but they're now at their 6th edition of their game. Shadowrun is a game set in a dystopian future
Okay.
where um, magic has reemerged, and there are dragons,
Mm-hmm.
and dragons like to meddle in the affairs of humans for their own pleasure. And 10 corporations have basically taken over the world. And
So if
so,
we had dragons in real life, we would be Shadowrun. If there was
kind,
magic and dragons in our current oligarchical world.
kinda, one thing that happened was elves, orcs, and trolls came back painfully as their genes emerged in people's bodies, and people suddenly became an orc or a troll or an elf or dwarf. There's dwarfs again, and so that happened. So, but now these corporations have basically are more powerful than governments, and so Shadowrunners are people who are trying to fight the corporations. It's very heist-like. You take a job, you do the job, you get money, and
Hmm.
that money sustains you until you need more money. So you take another job,
Hmm.
and oftentimes you don't know who the job is with. There's a middleman,
Hmm.
and you just pray it's not a dragon.
Is
You
it because
don't
the
want
dragons are the overlords who run the companies, or is it because the dragons will screw you over?
if they feel like it, they'll screw you over. You're there for their whim. You could do the job right, and just something about it,
They've
they
decided
could,
you didn't do it right.
or they're just gonna fuck with you because they're dragons. Not necessarily death,
Okay.
but I am playing a troll named Seamus, and I'm a security guard. I
Okay.
am the brawn of our group
Okay.
because groups are made of. It's again very Ocean's 12,
Okay.
where you find different people who do different things, and you form a team, and you do this job.
It's
And
like the TV show Leverage, which I loved. There
oh,
was
that's one of his
the hacker, the hitter,
uh,
the grifter, the
leverage
thief.
and blacklist.
Yep, the
Like,
blacklist.
those are his two inspirations. So I need to start watching them.
See, the first so Leverage is currently in a new iteration, like a new generation of it, but the original 5-season run of Leverage with Timothy Hutton, I know that he's problematic, and that's why he
Is
wasn't
he?
apparently he got Me Too'd, which is why he wasn't
Oh,
invited back for the second. I'm gonna tell you this though. The first generation is so good. It's so good. And you cannot beat it. It's so good. I loved it. I own all 5 seasons. Actually, I should share them with you on my Amazon Prime,
oh,
on my
yeah. So that's
my
but
VOD. And I own the original run of all 5 seasons because it's one of my favorite shows of all time.
is it okay?
Mhm.
And so I'm gonna watch that. Our next game is gonna be in 2 weeks,
Okay.
and the listen, listeners, I am so sorry. Um, our
This is gonna be in
game
everything.
master,
I can't edit any of this, so don't stress.
is
Thank
it
you for mute.
loud?
No, it mutes you out perfectly.
Good, perfect. The game master has set up a Discord channel, which is in character as much as it's out of character.
Okay.
He set up everybody's got their own private channel to talk to him
Mhm.
if we need to have a private conversation.
Mhm.
But like he says he'll be posting jobs every couple days, and it'll be up to the team to choose which job they're going to take.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you that looks painful.
It's not.
Okay.
It sounds awful and it looks awful. It's not.
Okay.
I made a non-magic user, a non. There's there's like deckers who are
Yes.
have a lot of implants
Mhm.
and can plug themselves into the system,
Ah,
and they are the hackers. But
yes.
like the keyboard is on their forearm. Uh,
Interesting.
that's a decker. There are riggers who are drivers
Mhm.
and are obsessed with their cars
Mhm.
or their vehicle because here in because he's setting it in Pittsburgh in 2080, so we've got a getaway boat
Ah,
as we'll
handy.
as we'll be on the river a lot.
Okay. Oh, Lilu has come for her camera time.
Ah, yay, Lilu.
This is
And
Lilu.
what else? What else are there? There's a couple other different. I myself, like I said, I've made myself the brawn. It's I am a last resort.
Right.
Hopefully, we don't need me, but you never know. Another gang, another team, another dragon
If you're needed,
might.
you're there.
Right, exactly. And so, um, I have a fake alias, I used to be what's called a sinner. I was part of the system,
Mhm.
and now my character in his past had a near oh that's so cute
I know
had a
she's.
near death experience.
It is entirely possible that the people can hear her purring. I
I
don't
can't.
know.
I wish I could. I
I'm
love a
sorry.
cat's fur.
I'm sorry. She is purring like a rusty motor. She just.
But so I took advantage of that and killed myself,
Mm.
and now I've got a fake identity, so
Mhm.
it's much easier for me to do shit because I can't truly be tracked.
Got it. I understand.
Oh my god, I'm going to quit talking. Talk,
Okay.
please.
How about this? Would you like to step away to cough your brains out while I tell everyone about the way that I'm going to kill myself this week?
It's not like that. I wish it was.
Okay. Um, so Scott knows this, you guys, and he's already voiced his opinion on it, but I bought a scooter. I bought a scooter. It's not electrified and it does not have a motor. It is an old school like kick scooter, like a razor scooter. It's a little bulkier though because it's made for adult weights. It's not made for kids. You're Are you praying to Krampus?
No, this is Pan.
Oh, that's Pan. Okay.
This.
Sorry, I'm only seeing the top half.
Oh, I'm
Um,
sorry. Here,
it's
there you
okay.
go.
There you go. Oh, geez. Okay. Well,
This Pan is my deity. This is who I pray to.
I think you forget we are on live stream. Please don't flash penis on
Well,
live
you said
stream.
you could only see the top. I just
I
want to make sure you
I
saw it
didn't
all.
realize he was
And
pantsless.
look at
That
that
we could
butt.
do that.
Look at that
That
butt.
yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So anyways, um gas is expensive, y'all. And you're
Y'all, it is.
yeah, and you're and I know I am talking first world problems as a lady who lives in a very, very well-to-do and expensive area of my country. I live in a very, very well-to-do and expensive neighborhood in said area, and I drive a pretty pricey, very fancy, massive four-wheel drive adventure vehicle because my husband is an outdoorsman and he dreams of being, a survivalist one day or something. I don't know. All I know is I got to pick the color and it has heated seats and a charging pad for my phone, and that's what I wanted. Um, so but gas is pricey. It's like $110 to fill up my tank, and that thing needs to be filled every like 4 days. I make a very good living. I don't make that good of a living. So I decided, because I have always been a fan of public transportation, always and forever. I am a light rail, bus, transportation, public transportation girly. I have never lived in areas where public transportation is readily available. In fact, I am jealous of any of you who live in cities like Philadelphia and Boston and New York and Chicago where it's built for walking and public transportation. You can just hop on the train and all that stuff. I that I You have no idea the levels to which I am jealous of you. I am not a big fan of San Francisco because it's so hard to get to it from where I live. But if I lived and worked in San Francisco, I would be a huge utilizer of the trolley system and of Muni and BART. Um, he does not care. He does not
Why
care.
can't you love on me like Lilu loves on Christina? What? Fuck you, Dad.
I'm very
Sorry.
lovable. No,
Go, going on.
I'm very lovable. I still
Yeah.
have dude wrapped up around my ankles too. He's hugging my calf right now while he naps. So I'm snuggly. I am snuggly.
Gus is not a snuggle cat.
God, all my cats are snuggly cats. Um, so here's the thing though, my parents' cat Jasper, not a snuggly cat. She hates me. She won't even be in the same room as me, which is so wild. It's something I'm not, and I've tried winning her over for 6 years. So she just doesn't like anyone but my mom and dad. That's just how she is.
That's fair.
I respect that. But anyways, I've always been a huge fan of public. transit, and I've always wanted to be able to take it. And there have been times where I have been a bus pass holder and used the bus. And I decided that in these times of ridiculously expensive gas, that I am going to become a public transportation girly once again. Now, this time it's actually more difficult because where I work and where I live are actually farther apart than I've ever been. Ever. When I tried to do public transportation the last time, it was a single bus line. This time I have to get down to a transit center, the one that's attached to Eastridge Mall, which is about 4 miles from my house. Excuse me, my nose is itching due to cat fur. Um, and then I have to catch a bus from there that goes almost an hour to get to where I work. So it is not going to be like an easy time, but it would be, I need to get from, there's no bus that runs in the early morning from where I live to the transit center. It doesn't start running until after 7 a.m., which would make me very late for work.
Yeah, they need to work on that.
Yeah. Well, the only line that runs up where I am runs from a very well-to-do retirement community to the mall. That's all it does. It connects a very well-to-do retirement community called the Villages to the mall. That's that is that whole bus line's purpose, is to take rich old people to the mall so they can watch a movie, eat some lunch, and do some shopping. Um, but the transit center's at the mall, and so I had to figure out how to get down there in the early morning, and rather than walking or bothering my dad to be my morning taxi because I didn't feel that would be fair, I bought a kick scooter, and it's super cute and it's bright teal, and it has a bell, and it has a little headlight so that I am visible. And I am going to Bob has a video he'll be posting on Facebook at some point
I
of
can't
me
wait.
going down the road. I'm going down my street. Everybody is terrified I'm going to hurt myself, but I think I'm
Hmm.
going to be okay. I'm a little wobbly, but I'll get better on it with time. Um, but it's got a kickstand and it folds up so I can take it on the bus. And so I'm going to take my scooter to the transit center in the morning, and then I'm going to catch the bus and I'm going to go to work, and then I will take it home. And although tomorrow night I have a ride home because I'm Jill's picking me up from work so we can have dinner together, and I told her, I was like, I'm taking the bus, so you either have to meet me along the bus route or you have to pick me up. And she goes, I'll come get you. So
I would too.
yeah. So that's it. So from now on, I'm not going to take the bus every single day, but I want to take the bus the majority of days. So if I have a doctor's appointment or if I have an important meeting or if the weather's really, really, really terrible, I'll drive. But for the most part, I'm going to take the bus Monday through Friday, and this will save us on gas. A monthly adult bus pass is less than 1 tank of gas. And that's a month. And a tank of gas is every 4 days. Like,
I am very I'm very lucky that my work is a 10-minute drive.
right.
So for me, a tank of gas can last almost 2 weeks if I don't do anything too much more than that. Now, I have been every other Sunday going into town to my gay bar
Yeah.
to see my go-go boys, and that's about it.
But you
The only
also
other place
drive a car that's pretty economical in terms of
I think
fuel.
I think it is. Yeah, I think it is pretty. I think I'm
Your
getting like
sedan
33
is,
gallons a gallon. Is that good?
yeah. I
Okay.
get I get 18.
Oof.
Yeah. I get 18 miles to the gallon, and my work is 21 miles away. So I'm going through a gallon of gas. When I had my hybrid, when I used to drive my little Ford Fusion hybrid, I only had to fill up my tank twice a month. And
Oh,
that was
yeah.
commuting to Sunny and driving around on the weekends and the whole 9 yards. Now it's every few days. And I just told Bob, I was like, I can't. Also, Bob's truck has almost 200,000 miles on it. We've talked about how it's starting to get a lot of wear on it. So I told him, I said, it'd be a good idea if the truck could rest and maybe you drive the Bronco for a while. So we're going to do that. And I'll do that for a year or so. It'll let me pay some things off. It'll let me get caught up on some bills. It'll let me stash some money away in savings. Like, it's just, I'm yeah. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. I have a backpack, I'm gonna haul my stuff. I can work, I can answer emails on the bus. I can, play a game on my iPad. Like it's not going to be the end of the world. And so, and the transit center is in a not so bad. It's actually in a kind of a nice part of my neighborhood. It's closer to a not great part of the neighborhood, but it's not in the terrible part of the neighborhood. And it's the only problem is there's a certain part of it right now that's under construction because it's part of the BART expansion into San Jose. And so I have to take the long way around to get to the transit center. But once the construction on it is done, then I'll be able to like shoot across the street to it. There will be a crosswalk directly to it.
Sean looked into public transportation to a Pirates game, and uh, the nearest bus stop for us is about a 5-minute drive,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'll take 2 hours to get from that to the stadium,
Right.
as opposed to just a 20-minute drive.
Right.
And so we think what we want to do is drive into town and then access the public transportation at that point.
Like a little shuttle from from a
Yeah,
parking area, yeah, or
right.
something. Nice.
We might be doing that
That's nice.
because we would like to use public transportation ourselves, but a scooter is not in our future.
I
Nope.
I I want to I want a scooter. I can use the scooter for so many other things. Although I did have to promise Bob that I wouldn't use the scooter when I took the dog out for a walk and
I
have
was
the dog
just going to
lean
say,
on the
please
scooter.
don't use the scooter while walking Oreo.
I
I do
literally
not approve.
no, does anyone else. Although I said, got it. Use the scooter when taking dog for a walk so that Oreo can pull me on the scooter. And Bob was just like, no. And I was like, so, um, yeah, but I have a scooter. It's downstairs or else I would show it to you, but it's ready to go. I put it all together. I have a helmet. That's another thing that my mother insisted on. I want you to wear a helmet. Okay, I'll wear a helmet. I have to wear a helmet anyway. They were very, very worried about me until I let them know that the scooter is not electrified and it doesn't have a motor on it, so it is rated for sidewalk. So I'm not required, I can go in the bike lane, but I'm not required to be on the street because it's not
Mm.
motorized. So it is rated for on the sidewalk. I can use it on the sidewalk, which made everybody go, oh, okay. Although Bob's thing is, my fear is you're going to hit a crack in the sidewalk and go flying.
You've been known to do that.
I know. I know.
Hey, Christina,
Hey, Scott.
I forgot to tell you what today's holiday is.
What is today's? Well, you told me it was a birthday, but what's today's
No,
holiday?
that's just our weather person.
You're
That's
right.
all. Today's holiday, April 26th. There's several, but two of my favorites are it's National Pretzel Day,
Oh,
celebrated annually
pretzels.
to enjoy soft or hard pretzels,
Okay. I
which
like
I'm going
both.
to do. Which I'm going to do as soon as we're off this call because I don't want to eat online.
Yeah.
And today is Alien Day,
As
a
in
pop
little green
culture.
men?
No, as in
Oh, the movie.
a pop culture holiday celebrating the Alien film franchise, referencing the moon LV 426, is which where they found the Nostradamus. Uh, Today
Got
is
it.
also Get Organized Day,
Mm.
a day to declutter and tackle tests, and National Help a Horse Day. I'm part horse, so if anyone wants to send me money, that'd be
Help
great.
a Scott day, help a horse day. You put a cat fur you I don't know if it was you or dude, but there's a cat hair in my nostril and it's itching me like crazy. And I'm gonna have to blame you. Oh, 'cause I'm on video scritching my nose like a weirdo. Um,
Would you like to talk about pet news or our whatever side of the country news?
give me your pet news.
Pet news. Christina,
Mhm.
this past week, they discovered a new dinosaur. How often do you think we discover a new dinosaur? This is the Spinosaurus mirabilis, a semi-aquatic, fish-eating dinosaur with a large horn. They found it in Niger. And they did that this week.
A narwhal dinosaur?
A narwhal dinosaur. Also, what else?
No
What else?
way, that's cool.
What else? A disabled Kia parrot with no top beak has become the leader of his group by using tools and jousts them. A parrot has learned to joust the others.
That's kind of cool. Ingenuity. That's what you
Right.
want in good leadership.
So that's our pet news, in
Okay.
addition to loving our cats and thankfully that they're not on the streets.
Yes. In pet news, Oreo will be getting a bath today.
Yes, he deserves it.
He's not excited about it, but he's stinky boy. And then
I
every
love baths.
I
I
do.
would.
I took one right before we because I couldn't shower. The surgery I had on Friday, they were like, you have to wait a certain amount of time before you could take the bandage off, swap your bandage, and once you're able to swap your bandage, you can shower. And I was like, cool. So as soon as Bob helped me swap my bandage right before he left for work today, and because he's got their swimathon today. It's going on right now, and so he helped me do my bandage, and then he was like, now you can shower, and I was like, excellent, because I feel gross. And so I scrubbed down and took a nice shower right before we recorded, which is why my hair is doing the funky air dry thing.
I
uh
know. Like, yeah.
yeah. uh so I love a bath, but Oreo acts like he's very good when he's once you get him in the tub and you've got the water going on him, he's such a good boy, but he just stares at you like, why are you punishing me with water? And it's like, you dive into the water on your own. And it just looks at you like, yes, but I like the gross, still, scummy water that smells bad. Why are you punishing me with clean water?
Does he get shampooed or you just rinse him off?
I have a shampoo. I have two different things for him. When he's particularly gnarly, I scrub him down with Blue Dawn soap like they use when they're saving the animals from oil slicks, because that stuff takes care of fleas, it takes care of everything. So when he's particularly dirty, he gets a Dawn soap scrub down. But and that's about once a month. But he gets about 2 baths a month. So one bath will be the Dawn scrub down. Um, but then I also have this really lovely, like, skin protectant oatmeal. It's fresh woods scented specialty dog shampoo that I picked up from like a PetSmart, and it smells so good. And he smells so wonderful when after it's
Oh
done.
God, I want to come over and hug him after he's got a bath.
And after he has his
I mean,
bath,
I'd hug him anytime. I
I
don't
know.
care. I love
Oh,
that
I hug
dog.
him when he's
But
stinky boy too, but
but
but once he's dry, when he's dry from his bath, his coat is actually like silky. He goes through a couple of days where he's like silky.
Gus Cat has never gotten a single bath. Um, my other cats in my life, when I lived in Fresno, they all got baths on a regular basis.
Hmm.
But Gus has never look at him covering his little face. Gus has never gotten a bath. Of course, right now I don't have a bathtub, so
I have given every single one of these cats a bath. Dude, I think, has only gotten one once. Other than that, he's pretty good at keeping himself clean. Lilu has not needed a bath except for a couple months ago. She she has anxiety going to the vet. And so on the ride back from the veterinarians, she messed herself. She vomited on herself and she pooped on herself. And so I
oh,
immediately took her upstairs, put her right in the bathtub, and gave her a scrub down. Just she was
poor
not happy with
poor
me,
little cat.
but it was nicer to her to do that than, you know. So Nara hasn't had to have a bath in a long time, but when they were kittens, I gave them small baths. What's up?
Just looking at the time, we're at an
Oh,
hour.
okay. Well, then we should start calling
Does
it. Do you
this
want?
does this ever? Are we restricted time wise on this?
No, I pay for Google Hangouts, so we have unlimited amount of time because I pay for it.
I also meant the YouTube free or live recording.
Nope, I pay for it.
We haven't talked that much about details.
Yes. No, if we wanted to do hours and hours and hours, I could, but I don't want to do hours and hours and hours.
No.
We're getting close to the end anyway. Do you want to give me your news from your side of the country and then
Sure, let me pull it up. I'm actually really proud of this one.
okay,
The NFL draft
it's happening.
has happened. It's over.
It's
It
over.
ended this. It ended last night.
Okay.
So thank God I won't be hearing any
I
more of the
watched none of
fucking
it.
draft. Yeah, neither did I. I could care less.
It was
But
on the TV in every restaurant, but I watched none of it.
but the National Red Cross, no, I'm sorry, the American Heart Association wanted to try to break a world record.
Okay.
Um, of the most people trained in hands-only CPR. The previous record was 1,125 people taught in an hour.
Okay.
And so uh, they had a big to do Friday because I was working. Because if I had known about it, I fucking would have gone to it. And they didn't have those resuscitation Annies, those big ones. They just have this little chest and head thing now
Yeah.
because you don't have to do the mouth to mouth. It's just CPR
Compressions.
now is just compressions.
Yeah.
And so they attempted to break that world record of 1,125 people.
Okay.
And on Friday, the Guinness World Record certified that they had done 1,293. So they broke the world record of training the
Congratulations.
most people in an hour in hands only CPR. And of course, this is why I wish I could have done it. I could be a Guinness World Record. Oh,
You
this is
could have
so
been in the
bad,
Guinness World.
badass.
See, you
I'm
now
sure they
live
don't
where they
list
do all the
everyone's
things.
names, but
No. But you could say, I was part of that.
right. And of course, I could lie and say I was a part of it.
That's not how you function, though. You're not, that's not how you work. You are so goob.
I'm laughing and going myself to death over here.
Um,
But yeah,
okay.
that was my news from this side of the country.
Um,
Uh, how's your gubernatorial race going?
it's going really kind of well, I guess. They had the um they had the debate. They
Oh, that's right.
only televised the first hour. The rest of it you had to go to the streaming service to see the whole thing. Um, I mean, I'm still behind Javier Becerra. Katie Porter had some good answers, but Javier Becerra just presented better.
Uh huh.
Um, Here's the thing that really I think, and not a lot of people would have seen this unless they stayed to the end. But if you were watching it on the streaming app and you stayed to the end when the debate was done and everybody was like walking away from the podiums, stepping back from the microphones, Tom Steyer immediately went to Chad Bianco, who is the Republican candidate, who's the sheriff, who was the sheriff of Riverside County, and
Right, I
who,
remember him.
yeah, and literally was like shaking his hand and laughing with him and talking with him. They are old friends. And everyone's like, way to remind us that you made your billions in the private prison and complex. Steyer, good job. Didn't say boo to any of the other Democratic candidates, but was happy, happy, laughy, joy, joy with the Republican candidate and the least liked Republican candidate of the two. And so it was like, so Steyer isn't, I mean, he has by far the most progressive platform, but right now it's just lip service. And he's promising things that aren't like, they're really, really appealing, but aren't really possible. Somebody was trying to post a video of Javier Becerra answering the question of, what will you do to get rid of ICE? And Javier Becerra said, he goes, look, the honest answer is there's not much a governor can do to get rid of ICE because it's a federal agency. He goes, I had a better shot of disbanding and getting rid of ICE when I worked in the House of Representatives, but ICE wasn't in existence, or was just in its infancy back then. It wasn't turned into what it is now. He goes, but the one thing you can do as a governor is you can put up roadblocks that makes it hard for ICE to function in your state. He goes, I can't get rid of them. They're not my agency. I can limit their abilities and access to our state. He goes, so that's what you do. He goes, you can't. And Tom Steyer's like, oh, I'm jailing ICE agents. For what? They are federal agents fulfilling federal agency duties. So unless you can get them on breaking, like it's kind of a Trumpian promise because it's like, oh, we'll lock them up. For what? Is the court going to sentence them to prison time because they showed up in the capacity of their job? Yes, we don't like their job. We don't want them to perform said job in our state, but can we arrest and jail them for it? No, it's never going to make it through a court of law. Just like they're trying to bust, you know, um, the old FBI agents, and Trump's trying to put in jail anyone who was a part of the Russia investigation or anyone who was a part of the Mar-a-Lago seizure. Those people were performing their job duties. You like that shit's going to get thrown out of court and has. So Steyer saying, I'm going to arrest ICE agents. I love that. Let's do that if possible, but you can't make it a platform promise because you're not going to be able to deliver on that. Becerra was like, we can't get rid of ICE. It's a federal agency. We as a state can't, but we can limit their ability to do business here. And that I'm absolutely, and he laid out a bunch of different ways that he can, make it hard for ICE to function in our state. And so I like that with him, you don't just get ideas, you get actual steps and realistic ways that if you can't get rid of it or change it completely, you can push it towards where we want it to be. He has that same thing with universal healthcare. He's like, universal healthcare nationwide would require the changing of a ton of federal and state laws and different state laws in every state. So unless you have every state on board to do this and the federal government, nationwide, not going to happen. Statewide, however, they did it in San Francisco. We've tried it in other smaller communities. We could feasibly do universal health care for California residents, much like the way, and he goes, that's doable. He goes, so I would focus on that. And then if it was successful statewide, we could then give our, what we did, we could present to other governors and other states could get on board. The more coalition we have with other states willing to do this, he goes, but it requires the changing of a lot of our insurance and healthcare laws.
Yeah.
So he goes, so you have to focus on what are the steps that get us in that direction. I am a big fan of that. Katie Porter has a bunch of promises, but I don't see steps like I see with Becerra. And Becerra will stand there and explain them out. Chad Bianco is all tough on crime and, Trumpy, protect the election, blah, blah, blah. And Hilton's not really doing much of anything. He's just like, Trump endorsed me and I know the president. That's kind of what he's running on as a Republican. Steyer has all these things, but it's kind of like, it's very Bernie. And I love Bernie's platform, but Bernie was always a lot of ideas and no actual steps on how to make it happen. So he was all talk and no action. And while I love Bernie's platform, I was never a fan of, here are my ideas, but I have no way of actually implementing them or giving you any of this. I'm just going to promise it to you and then hope somebody can magically make it happen. And it's like, no, that's not how the world works. Steyer's a lot like that. Also, with him glad handing with Chad Bianco after the debate, it just kind of pushed home you used to be a Republican, you then went anti-Trump, never Trumper, you then went independent, and now you're saying you're a progressive Democrat. But really you're a billionaire who wants to be in politics. And I don't know if I can trust you. Do I like your platform? Yeah. Can I trust you? Absolutely the fuck not. So I don't.
We've got political ads starting here in the area
Yep.
for a governor. and one of them is this woman who is advertising herself as a pro-Trump Republican. I mean, it's all throughout her ads. She's a
Why?
pro-Trump, and that's my thing. I'm like, girl, have you seen his ratings? 32%.
Yeah,
I
it's
would
so
not
bad.
be. I would not be saying you're pro-Trump right now. And then the other good news. That's why I was looking away while you were talking,
Yeah.
trying to find details, but I couldn't find it. Fetterman has no fucking support here
Oh no, people
anymore.
are pissed.
No other Democrat is supporting him.
Hmm.
And of course, he doesn't get reelected into 2028. But my God, I hope we can do something to get him out of office sooner because he's just a fucking piece of shit.
I know.
He's a traitorous piece of shit.
Well, ballots for our primary election show up probably next week. We already got our booklets and the advanced stuff. So ballots are going to be showing up within the next week or two. The primary election is June 2nd for California. By the way, Virginia's redistricting special election passed. That was cool.
That was amazing.
That was hella cool to see happen. Um,
And within hours, Trump is going fake elections,
Oh my God, the
fake
Republicans
fake
are
elections.
so butthurt that we're actually calling them on their own gate. Like they thought we were just gonna lay over and roll over and take it.
Nope.
Um, so that's what's going on over here. Becerra still has my vote. I'm pretty sure he has the vote of everyone in my house. I'm not going to speak for the state as a whole because the bots are botting it up on the social medias like insanity.
They are
Um,
not botting it up. How dare botting it up?
Yeah, the bots are botting. And then the only other thing was Thursday night, I met a coworker who recently moved on to a different job. I met her for dinner. Dinner ended up being me wandering downtown Campbell with her while we all did what's called the Campbell Wine Walk. So I did not drink. You know me, I'm not a drinker. I'm not a wine person. So I opted to be the designated driver to get everybody home. And
That's
so
nice.
it was three coworkers and one coworker's wife, um, and me, all wandering downtown Campbell while they got knuckled on wine, so much wine. And then we stopped at a place to get tacos, street tacos, and we had quesabirria tacos that were so good. And then when we were done
I
eating,
miss tacos in the worst way.
I'm so sorry.
Christina, when Taco Bell is the closest thing to a taco.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, their ideas of seasoning. Because I've been to like 3 or 4 different taco places.
Yes.
I'm over dramatic. I'm embellishing because there is one place we found that we love, but the other places I'm like, you could just go to the store and buy Taco Bell seasoning and put that in this meat, and it would taste better than whatever the fuck you're doing.
You're gonna have to make them at home. But
But yeah,
we had tacos at like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. So as you could tell, I'm already up way past my bedtime on a Thursday night. And then we're sitting there and we're eating tacos and I'm looking around and they're gone. My friends are wasted. And of course, one of my coworkers is like, "All right, now we got to dance off the tacos." And she drags us into this dive bar on the street that has a dance floor. It was 11, quarter after 11 at night, and I'm texting Bob going because he's like, "Hey, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just sitting in a chair inside of this bar while all my drunk coworkers are dancing their ass off. I'm just waiting for these drunkies to get tired so I could take them home." And he goes, "Oh, I didn't even know you were going out." I said, "It was supposed to be dinner and it was supposed to be done by 9 o'clock, but I promised to be the designated driver and I'm a person of my word. And I'm not going to leave them to get an Uber when I promised I would be their ride home." And it was a
no,
little
have
after
it have them get a lift, not an Uber.
it was a little after 11:30 when I dropped the last one off, and it was just hitting midnight when I got
You got home.
home.
Mm.
I was just Friday, I was oh, by the way, my legs are still sore because I did spend an hour on the dance floor dancing with them because I mean, you don't go to the bar and not dance.
Was it
So I
fun?
it was fun. I had a great time, and it was nice to get out. But the pain that I have been dealing with for days afterwards, not worth the, but
See,
the
I
night
would have
out was fun
enjoyed it
and seeing
as
my
if each
friends.
place had finger food that I could have had. So while you're all trying wine, just give
Oh,
me hors d'oeuvres to eat along the way.
so that's what I was going to be doing was the snacking, but there wasn't food.
See, that's bullshit.
Unless you went to one of the restaurants and had dinner, which is why we stopped. When the wine walk ended at 9, that was when they were like, "All right, let's get food." And I was like, "Oh, good, 'cause I've been starving." What I was doing, I had a cup that said DD on it, and I walked around and everybody gave me free water. I got free water, a lot of lemon infused water, coconut or not coconut, cucumber infused water,
Cucumber.
a lot of
So
infused waters.
California. So
So I
California.
know, I know. So that was
Out
nice.
here, you get water.
No, it was everything
Of
was infused with a fruit or
course it was.
cucumber. Um, so then, but then like all the shops were open too. So I did some Mother's Day shopping and I went into a store called Spellcraft and I bought spell components for my mom. And then I bought some scented lotions for my mom. And then I got her some earrings and a little matching necklace. So I did some shopping for my mom
Oh,
for
I
Mother's
would love
Day.
to go to Spellcraft.
Spellcraft is a great store. It was so nice. So I did that while everybody else was walking around with their little wine glass getting, types of wine. But everybody was, there was a used bookstore. I got to go into the Campbell Museum. The Campbell Museum was one of the stops. The Chamber of Commerce was one of the stops. Like the whole city got into it. So it was really nice. And it only went from 6 to 9. But then when we went to go get tacos, they also then ordered these giant beer drinks. And they were just so much drinking. So but here's the thing, I gave my word. No matter how tired I was, I gave my word that I would be their ride home, their dedicated ride home, and so I was their ride home and I got them home. Then and I was not expecting to see them the next day at work. They were there. I was impressed. I was tired. I was impressed. So that's my news from over here is I was a good friend.
I love that story.
Yeah, because I
That's a
don't want
great
to talk
story.
about the crap going on around here, but I was a good friend. And I had a good time. By the end of it, my ex coworker, her name's Aaliyah, she was just like, "I love you so much. Thank you for coming to hang out with me." I was like, "Honey, you're drunk." She was like, I'm just drunk." I was like, "I'm so glad you."
On Ness's behalf, do you think she could feel her face?
She might not have. I don't think she was that far gone, but yeah, I was like, "Oh wow, can you feel this?"
I love Nessa,
But it was one of those things where it's
and
like
I'm not sure if she listens, but her "I can't feel my face" is one of my favorite memories of
I
all
l
time.
I love Nessa, and we still use that. I use it when I go to the dentist and they numb me. I'm like, "I can't
Oh,
feel my face."
well, that's
But
an actual honest to God, you can't feel your
but
face.
that's only because I don't drink enough to not feel my face. So,
Yeah, me either. No, no,
God, I
I don't
hope
need that.
Nessa's doing well wherever she is and
I
what
do
she's doing.
too. I love that bitch.
I love all of our bitches.
Uh, uh,
Next weekend, I am on the road to the Grand
that
Canyon.
is, I wasn't sure whether it was this weekend or next weekend. Next weekend.
We are not recording next weekend, so there will be a bye week.
Will there be a pan week?
There, we could do a pan week. Um, But I will
I
have tons of I mean, if you want me to, I can take
Do you
I
know what
will
is in a week and a day?
yeah, I will have what's in a
Do
week
you
and a
know
day?
what is in a week and a day?
My husband's birthday,
What day is that?
May the 4th. May the 4th be
Uh huh.
with you.
Right. Ah, I'm gonna dress up and go to different comic book stores
Would you
on
really?
May the 4th
I
because we have
love
our
it.
D&D game that night, and I promised them I will come in my gear. But I'm
I
going
love
to
it.
go to a couple different gaming stores and comic book stores that I know of
Mhm.
in my gear beforehand because I feel like I want to do something.
Well, awesome. I think that's great. So I love that we're gonna have lots of stories then when we come back. I
I'm
will
so glad
have
I'm wearing pants today.
I will have a laptop with me. Um, So, if you want, we might be able to do an audio record, but I don't think I'd be able to do a stream video record.
Only if you promise that you'll wear a slave Leia outfit for me.
No,
Okay, then we're not going to record.
no.
You're taking the day off and you're going to enjoy
because
your vacation.
I will have my 8-year-old niece with me, so I'm not going to be walking around in a Slave Leia outfit in front of my 8-year-old niece.
Uh, do you think Bob will wear a slave Leia outfit for us?
Not in front of our niece, but he might.
And we have just made several listeners' heads explode
He
with the
once
thought of
swam.
Bob
He
in a
once
slave Leia.
swam a 500 fly in an American flag bikini. That was to fulfill a bet made with swim team kids. He had to have Speedo bottoms. He couldn't wear the bikini bottoms.
Of
So
course not.
he had red Speedo bottoms, but then he had a red, white, and blue American flag bikini top. I had to special order it from a stripper store because of his chest being so wide. So I had to order one that was made for the big chests.
From a stripper
I
store.
had to
That's
order it
the
from a
best.
specialty store online that sold stuff to like chesty strippers.
When Bob gets home tonight, will you give him a big hug for me and tell him how much I miss him?
I will. My mom said that she might crash our video record one day so that she could say hi to you on the air.
I I love your mom and dad so much too.
They
God
love you
damn.
too. Mom asks about
I
you.
miss my friends
I will tell you,
in California so much.
we miss you too, but it's good that you're moving forward and building a life for yourself.
Yeah.
You're getting out there. It takes time, but you're building a life for yourself, and that's important.
I wish I had a better job, but other than that, I'm enjoying myself. I mean, the job does what it does. It pays the bills. I just
Right.
I just wish I had something else.
I understand. I
But
understand.
I feel like I'm not the only American who feels that way.
No,
So
a majority of Americans feel that way. A majority, yes. And you're doing well. You've got support. You've got a roof over your head. You have a horrendous cough, which makes me sad. Can you go take some cough
it
medicine?
no, it's fine. It just happens when I get sick.
Okay.
I'm girl. I am so used to it over the years.
Okay.
So the story is here's the story.
Okay.
I was born nearly 2 months premature,
Yes.
and one the doctor said I would never walk. I had malformed legs because I was so early born,
Okay.
and he said I had premature lungs.
Um, so
Now, as a child, I had braces which fixed the
the legs.
legs, and my mom has a favorite story that well she had that the first time I not only danced but I was literally the dance captain for a show.
Yeah.
She wanted to bring the doctor up and say that is the child you said would never walk. And I love that story. We She didn't do it, but that was a great story.
I love it.
But the premature lung thing, I actually believe because, like I said, anytime I get sick,
The chest
I get
congestion,
this cough for about 2 weeks.
it
I'm very
lingers.
susceptible to bronchitis,
Yeah.
so I believe that part is actually true.
You are a delicate flower, and
I am delicate.
we need to protect your breathing
Yep.
system.
And
All right. Well, everyone, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for
thank you.
listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for consuming this content in whatever way you choose.
Mhm.
Please email us at nowherestaff@gmail.com and let us know what you'd like us to talk about. If you have a news story from your area you'd like to share, if you have a fun pet story, anything you would like for us to share, we are happy to. Our email inbox was empty this morning.
Please leave comments here on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And Christina and I can both be contacted on Blue Sky. We say fuck no to Twitter, but you can contact us
Yes.
on Blue Sky.
We are all on Blue Sky. Yes, that is correct. And I think I will put those links up so that they can find us easier. But
I meant to do a post before we recorded and I forgot to.
it's okay. It's okay. You are not required, but I appreciate the fact that you advertise this because you're better at it than I am. I'm going to wait for Scott to take his drink and then I'm going to say, I've been Christina.
And I've been Scott, and this has been news from nowhere. Not new. I know I'm
Consumption got him, everyone. The consumption got him.
Ah,
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Okay, I have to
Bye-bye, everyone.
bye. I gotta stop this.